Hey guys, what's up? It's Candace, and I wanted to come to you really quick because I had a question today from one of my viewers, and the question was simply, how can I lift others up while I'm still climbing? We really don't have the answers for our life, and so we just assume that we can't be helpful to other people. Our experiences are so insightful to other people that we can actually save them a lot of time. And one thing about it is that while you are climbing and you're trying to achieve certain levels and certain goals, certain aspirations, you're trying to beat certain addictions, there's just a myriad of things that we are trying to do and certain goals that we're trying to get to. You actually have more sensitivity. You have more sensitivity, to people. That's a good thing. You can love them more, because you're sort of in the battle. You're kind of seeing yourself out of a situation, and you're climbing. You have certain goals that you're reaching, but yet and still, you see people who, they may be a few steps back of where, maybe where you were. Well, guess what? You have the insight. You not only have the insight, you have the determination. You may even actually have the founding key that they need, the elements that they need to lift themselves up. And that's awesome. Like, that's amazing. You are actually in a prime position to help someone. You're in a prime position to be a leader, to be a forerunner. Okay, that you're moving out of a certain season in your life, and whoever you may be trying to help, or you see that needs help, you're actually able to lift them up. You're actually able to help them, give them some additional support out of their season. And that's what we are put here on this earth to do, is to help each other, to bear one another's burdens, and you can still lift while you're climbing, okay? Have you ever considered that you actually may have the key, you may hold the key, you may hold the experience, you may actually be very insightful to someone who is going through something similar to yourself. You may be the inspiration behind them. I remember I was at some of my lowest points, and it seemed like God would send me on a mission to help someone. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, actually it really helped me, because I don't know, as I was ministering to them, as I was teaching them to, walk by faith and not by sight. And they were literally going through the same situation I was going through, actually worse. And I remember this one time where, I'll just be honest, I'll be transparent with you guys. I was homeless, and there was a young lady, I was living in a motel, and, I was being very destructive with my behavior because I was trying to cope. I was either trying to cope or I was trying to numb. I'll just say that. So, and I remember I kept having these days where I would get up and I'm like, Lord, when are you going to come through for my family? How long are we going to have to deal with this? Like, what's going on here? Like, this just shouldn't be happening. Like, what's up? And I remember this particular day, it was actually getting ready to rain, and I met a young lady. She was, on the side of a McDonald's, and she was on the concrete, and she had all her belongings. She had her children's belongings, and, I remember she had like a cover and everything, and just was set on the side of her, and it was getting ready to rain. And, just God put it in my heart to stop. To stop and see what was going on and see if I could be of help. Now, mind you guys, I'm homeless, and of course I don't have much funds. I don't have much money, okay? But I knew God was telling me to stop into ministry to this young lady. So I did just that. I pulled over and, I asked her, what was going on, and, she told me, and, she just was in a desperate situation. She had got kicked out of the motel because she couldn't pay the motel that I was staying in. And so I right away built like a bond, already. And so I was like, wow, and then she has her kids' stuff, and I mean, she just didn't have any family, no one to count on. And I saw hopelessness in this young lady, and that I recognized in myself as well. But it was getting ready to rain. And literally, had I not come at that moment in time, not only was she going to be in a hopeless situation, her mental state, very fragile, but on top of all that, her stuff would have been, it would have been totally, wet, destroyed. And she was actually waiting on a ride. So I remember I was able to put her things in my car and just let her sit in my car, and literally we just had some time to talk. And I just told her, I said, listen, God loves you. He cares for you. He will never abandon you. We must walk by faith and not by sight. And I can't remember everything that I told her, and I know we prayed, but after that, as she was waiting for her ride to come and pick her up, she left and she was in better spirits. But better than that, I was in better spirits. I was like, Lord, you are so awesome and you're so amazing, because it's so hard for you to lift someone else up and not believe what you were saying. It's like God wanted me to He wanted to remind me of His word. So as I'm giving this word to this young lady, I had to receive that for myself. I had to receive it for myself. I was reminded that my God is a provider and that He will never leave me. And He knew I would be in this situation. He's made provision for me. He's got me covered. And I mean, it was just amazing. And I'm telling you, those were some of the worst times in my life, but God is so good. He's so awesome. He is so true to His word. He will never forsake you. He will never leave you. He will never, never leave you. And so I want you to be encouraged on today, but I want you to let you know that you can lift others up while you are climbing.